and welcome to Grandad's Reviews. In this video, I'm going to touch on a subject that keeps getting brought up on Facebook groups to do with not just Fuji but other camera systems. And it's somebody will ask, do I need to upgrade my PC? Do I need to buy a new PC? What PC do I need to be able to run Lightroom or Capture One? So I thought what I'd do is show Lightroom and Capture One, the full version, not just the free one, running and editing some images on my old Windows Surface Pro4. Now this computer is about 4 years old. It's not got the highest specs. I'll just read you the specs now, but I'll show you later when I get the screen capture on. So I'm running an i7-6650 processor. It's running at 2.2 gigahertz. I've got 8 gig of RAM. I've got 256 gig internal SSD. But I only run the Lightroom and Capture One catalogue on the SSD internally. All images are on an external hard drive, not an SSD, a normal spinning drive, a small one, but a normal spinning drive through USB 3. So that's the specs. There's no graphics card in there, it's all onboard graphics. So what I'm going to do is show importing into Lightroom and importing into Capture One. We'll do like a crop, we'll do an edit, do some local adjustments. I'll just show you how smooth or not how smooth it runs on that older spec, just to see if really do you need to upgrade, or as long as you keep your PC up to its best that it can be, doing updates and cleaning the hard drive and that sort of thing, and also making sure that you keep the Lightroom catalogue in good shape and the Capture One catalogue. So what we'll do is we'll go and do that. Now unfortunately I'm not going to be running actual screen capture software on the laptop, because that software hogs resources like no one's business, and it'll give us a wrong impression of how the other programs are running. So I'm filming it with a camera looking at a larger monitor, so it's not going to be as good as screen capture, but it'll give us an idea. So let's get over and do that. Right, so here we are looking at the screen of the Surface Pro. What we'll do first is let me show you the specs. CPU that we've got on here is obviously the i7-6650U at 2.2 gigs. It's running at 3.26 at the moment in the turbo setting. Memory, got 8 gig. We're showing 5 gig available. That's disk 1, which is the inside disk that we've got, which is capacity 239 gig. I've got the hard drive, 1 terabyte, that I've got all my photos on. And we obviously got the Intel graphics for 540. Now I have got a fair amount of things running, nothing's switched off, I've not reduced anything. Loads of services running. So it's just a normal, everyday computer. Nothing special, nothing different. So let's start up Lightroom. So we'll start with Lightroom. I'll open up Lightroom. And there we go, Lightroom fully loaded up. What we'll do is we'll import some images. So I've created a folder. So we go to import, and what I've created is Lightroom test. So we've got 58 images you can see down here. They're all Fuji RAWs. Now, what you can do to speed up your computer, but it'll only speed up certain parts of Lightroom, is these previews. Now, if you've got it on 1:1, As soon as it imports these images, it'll build a one-to-one preview, and that can take a long time, especially if you've got a low quality computer. So you've got these other settings. So you've got minimal, embedded and sidecar and standard. If you go for embedded and sidecar, what it's going to do is use the JPEG that's embedded inside of this raw file as its preview. It'll only build the one-to-one preview when you get into the develop module. So if we leave it on that, and we'll import all. So let's see how quick it imports them. So there's 58 raws in here. And all it's going to do is fetch, as it says there, the initial previews from out of the actual JPEG. I'm sorry if you hear any humming, but I'm near the fans on the Surface Pro4 and I'm also near the computer as well. So there we go. So if we double click on one, what it says here, embedded preview. So what you're looking at is the JPEG. If you click on the word embedded preview, it'll now create a one-to-one preview. So when you zoom in, it actually zooms in on that image. So we go back to the grid view. So if you just want to whiz through the images, you can, because it's using those embedded previews, and we can whiz through them at pretty reasonable speed. So what we'll do is we'll pick one to edit. So if I pick this one here, go to the develop module, and here's the image all loaded up. What we need to do some editing. Got that profile attached to it. Let's add a different profile. Make it a classic chrome. We can do an auto. Pretty quick. Pull the highlights down. Let's crop it. Let's make it a 16:9. Let's just get those boats and that building there. That's a crop. Let's put a gradient on it. Let's knock the highlights a bit down from there. Shadows down a bit. Let's do some spot removal, shall we? Let's remove this bucket. Remove the bucket. What else shall we remove? Let's remove another bucket. That's a bit of spot removal. Do a brush adjustment. And Let's brighten up these. Make the blues a bit brighter. So I'm not doing anything special here, we're just doing this just to show that we can. Let's add some saturation on them. And let's brighten them up a little bit. So yeah, it's working pretty quickly. It's not really slowing down or anything. Can zoom in quick and zoom out quick. Move around. It's not really slowing down. So let's export some images. We'll go back to library. Grid view. Let's export from there to there. We'll go export. Let's do them full size, shall we? We're going to do it full size, full quality JPEGs. We'll export them. Export it to exactly the same spots. Lightroom test. Select the folder. And there's our export timer. So let's see how long it takes to export those. There we go, exported 6 files. So not too shabby. Now the thing to keep Lightroom running well is go catalog settings. Make sure you got your backup done. You can change the preview size and the preview quality if you want to. Make sure the catalog is on the fastest drive, so not necessarily the slowest drive. For this test I've put the catalog on the hard drive. Normally keep it on the SSD, I just thought to show how it works like that. On your performance tab, just make sure if you have got a graphics card that you tell it to use that graphics card. Your raw setting cache level, put it to a reasonable amount, not too low, 5 gigs not too bad, and put it again on a fast drive and purge it now and again. If you do any video. And also make sure you optimize your catalog now and again, because that always helps. So that's Lightroom. Let's come out of that. And what I've got here is I get mine to back up the catalog every time I exit. It tests for integrity and it optimizes it as well. I'll skip it this time because we don't need to. So we're out of that. So right, let's try Capture One. Again, this is the full Capture One program. It's not the free Fuji one. It is the full one that I've got. I must admit, it does take a little while to load. Oh, not this time though. So here we are in Capture One. Right, so go to import. Now pick this Capture One test folder. And there we go. That's ready to import, so we'll import all those. And it tries to give you an idea how long it's going to take, because the thing with Capture One is it's going to build the full previews. It's going to build the one-to-one previews straight away. As far as I know, I don't think you can change that. Oh, you can change your preview image size. So now it's creating those previews. We click out of the way. So we've got the same image. So let's go down to this image here. And what we did before was cropped it. So let's do a crop, 16:9. Something like that. So that was the crop. Got auto adjust here, let's do that. Not as good as Lightroom. Bring those highlights down, not too much about there. Shadows down a bit. What else did we do? See, we're still creating these previews. We put a graduated filter there. Put that down there then. So we did that. What else did we do? We all did spot removal, didn't we? Removal, so remove that one. And we removed that one. We got rid of those. Then we did some local adjustments with the brush. That one. I'll do that one like so. And add some saturation to it. Right here a little bit. So we've done all those adjustments. And again, not that slow. We zoom in quick. You can drag around. Takes a little second to redraw, but nothing major. Spot removal isn't as good on Capture One as Lightroom, but minor detail, but we can whiz around. So if we go there, and we'll export that one to that one. We'll go export. %, 100%. The Capture One test thing, and let's hit export. So our exporting box is up here. Bring it to the middle. Again, it's giving us a timer on it as well, just to see how long it's going to take. And there we go. So there's a quick look at Lightroom and Capture One on a really slow PC, laptop, tablet if you want to call it, Surface Pro, Surface Pro4, basic setup, basic system, and they don't work too bad. They're not that slow, they're quite capable, so you don't really need a super fast computer just to do Lightroom or Capture One. Just make sure you optimize your catalogs, make sure it's on the fastest drive, and that your computer's all kept up to date. And yeah, you should be okay. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button, and please hit the like button because that helps the channel. Until next time, see you later.